All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus Show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus and special guest Justin from the Purple Persuasion. Justin, how the hell are you? How are you feeling after that beautiful dub
I'm feeling
yesterday?
great. That was it was a little rough there to start off with,
Yeah.
but overall very impressed. Thought Darnold did pretty good on his first series, and obviously JJ McCarthy stole the show. Was a little worried there on that first pick. That was pretty ugly, but after that he rebounded, proves time and time again he can bounce back from adversity, and a fun game. And a lot of the defense I thought looked a little rough early on, but they kind of settled in a little bit. Some of the depth pieces showed maybe some more life than I thought, but overall very impressed. Obviously one preseason game, so hard to make a full assessment, but kind of like where we are, with a couple games to go before the regular season, and got the joint practices next week with the Browns.
Yeah, that was probably one of the more excited I've been about a preseason game in a very, 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 very long time.
It was action-packed. It was riveting.
Oh, it was very good. It was very good. So that bomb, man, that 45-yard bomb was just a thing of beauty.
It was.
Just right on the money, all the way from the middle to the far hash, and just absolutely dime. Perfect.
Jefferson is going nuts.
Yeah, that was.
He called it like two plays. He's like, they asked him, Paul Allen's like, who's the, what would you do if you were, KOC right now? He's just, Jefferson's like, I'd throw a bomb here. And then 2 plays later, he hit like a strike on like third down. And then the next one was that 45-yard Hail Mary throw. It was pretty sweet.
It was.
No, it was fantastic. Head over Twitter, give TPP a follow if you haven't. They're getting close to 10K. Also hit that sub down below. We're only 30 or so away from 12K. Let's do it. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the game, but there's some news and nuggets out there that we got to dive into as well. And let's start off with the Sam Darnold. Ben Gosling. I'm just going to paraphrase this. Basically, it sounds like JJ McCarthy could go out there and light it up and throw 4 touchdowns with his left hand, and Sam Darnold is still going to be the week 1 starter.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I mean, is Sam Darnold the favorite? Absolutely. I don't understand this mantra that these, beat writers have. That's like nothing. There's zero chance. I just don't like when they throw that out there. It's 100% Sam Darnold's going to be the week 1 starter. I don't like that philosophy. I think it's poor. Even Seifert kind of poo-pooed on JJ McCarthy's day immediately after the game, which is just frustrating. Be happy. You don't need to say he's going to be the starter. But to put it at 0 is mind-blowing to me. But I put it maybe 60-40. Darnold's the favorite, but to be a 0 is just doesn't seem correct to me. JJ McCarthy's performed well. Sam Darnold, I thought, did fine, and he hit some big throws. I didn't really like his 4th down throw in the end zone. To me, didn't really lead him too much and kind of zipped it in there a little too fast. Not a lot of touch on it, which was a knock for JJ for those beat writers. But overall, sounds like they're going to die on their hill where JJ McCarthy has 0 chance of starting on week 1. So we'll see.
60-40. Lupagus, what do you put it at?
65-35.
I'm not that I want this. I got it like 90-10. I think they're so set on Sam Darnold, but I've been wrong most of my life. So I'm
probably he's like minus 600 or something on DraftKings. So it's a huge long shot. I think McCarthy, at least when I got in, was like plus 400. So he's a pretty heavy underdog there to be the week 1 starter.
Well, I mean, if Sam Darnold was struggling too, it'd be one thing. I mean, he played well.
Give him some more reps though too. I mean, it's 1 series. It's hard to gauge. I mean, he showed, he looked like he could run the plays. He had some mic issues, it looks like, in his helmet. And he did fine. He hit some pretty good throws to Jalen Naylor. And outside of that, I think Chandler had to drop maybe in that first series. I didn't like the 4th down throw. I thought that he missiled that way too hard, that close, but it's not a real game, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah.
I'll be curious to see how much more they play Sam Darnold the rest of this preseason.
I don't think we're going to see him next week. I think they're going to go pretty hard in the joint practices, and I think we're going to see some Nick Mullins action and probably a lot more JJ McCarthy again.
Nice. Well, let's talk about Jordan Addison. Charlie Walters putting out there, if he is in fact suspended, the remainder of his $13.8 million 4-year contract is expected to go from guaranteed to non-guaranteed.
Yeah, so he's I think it's a clause in almost everybody's contracts. If you get suspended, part of your money that's guaranteed can be non-guaranteed money. He still may see it anyways if he's suspended. I do think he's going to be suspended at some point. I don't, based on what the reports are, I don't think it's going to happen at the beginning of the season. They'll probably let the October 7th deadline go, see what officially happens with the legality side of things, and then probably later this season, or even 2025 could be a possibility. But I think it's right around like $5.99 million that he has left on his contract wouldn't be moved from guaranteed to non-guaranteed. So it's definitely not in the NFL world, it's not very large, but $6 million is still, that's not pocket change, especially for, a rookie contract and everything. So yeah, I think it is going to end up converting, and, he still may end up seeing a lot of it anyways, but yeah.
The Vikings apparently are bringing in a big name tomorrow, Stephon Gilmore, the cornerback. What do you think? Chances we sign this guy? I mean, everybody was clamoring for him when the defense was struggling early yesterday.
The corners were bad, in my opinion. The Byron Murphy was abysmal. None of them looked good. Nobody showed a pulse. About to drop the PFF stuff here soon. Like literally all the cornerbacks are like toward the bottom. And Stephon Gilmore, he's always like 33 or something like that. But he, his last year's stats weren't the greatest of his career, but was way better than I think Mekhi Blackman had the highest grade last season. And, Stephon Gilmore was, better than that. And I think Byron Murphy was the next best at like 50 something, mid 50s for overall PFF. So it's rough. I think Byron Murphy's probably better slotted for the nickel. He's not really an outside type guy. So they really need somebody that can step in on the other outside next to Shaq Griffin. Hopefully he's doing better in his recovery. But overall, yeah, they probably have an idea on the number. I don't think he'd be flying if they don't sign him. So I think they have some kind of tentative agreement. Maybe there's a quick physical or something they want to do, or, that'll take place tomorrow. But I would be absolutely shocked. It's like a 99% done deal that he's going to sign tomorrow at some point.
Wow.
I think
he's too old. I mean, he's not
too
coming
old
here. He's not coming here unless it's a done deal. Like in
I
my
think
mind, he's
they
already wearing Vikings.
Yeah, they're talking numbers. They know what, it's not like, we're way far apart on numbers. And Flores loves him, and they know each other well. So
I love him.
Expect him to be, immediately a starter on day one.
Damn,
love it.
99%.
Yeah,
these 99%. Guys like last year, everybody wanted Dalton Reisner. It's like, come on, Dalton Reisner, we've signed him. Yeah. Stephon Gilmore.
The fans, we can make things happen.
We can.
Yep.
Well, Dalton did visit, and he didn't sign till what? September?
I think they did. I think Gilmore's just a unique case. I think he just didn't want to be in camp for like a large portion of it. At his age, he probably doesn't need it. So I think this is the time to do it. You still need to understand the system, the scheme with Flores. But he's a quick learner, understands things, played for him. So I think it should be a very quick knowledge for him to pick up and everything and get up to speed. And I think he could see some meaningful reps like on day one of the week one of the preseason or the regular season against the Giants.
Hell yeah.
All right. Vikings made a trade. We traded Andrew Booth for Nahshon Wright to the Cowboys, and not so much on that, but the fact that we were even able to get anything for Andrew Booth, should that give us any hope in your mind that we might be able to get something for Lewis Cine?
I do think so. I think everybody's willing to take a flyer on a player at least the first time, and especially first round picks. There always seems to be like a team thinks they can, call them a reclamation project and can turn them around and things. I'm surprised we got something. I think Wright is the same exact situation as Andrew Booth Jr. I think we just swapped two players that just underperformed given their draft status. Maybe need a fresh start somewhere else with a new coach, new scheme. I don't think Booth fits what Flores wants to run. I just don't like his character. A couple of interviews kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He just seemed like he was engaged, he cared. So maybe Mike Zimmer turns him into an all-pro cornerback. We'll see. But Wright's not good either. So I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe he turns it around here.
Not good yet.
Maybe he's not good yet, but I don't think he's going to be an impact player this season. Maybe a depth piece, rotational guy that can come in and play. But for them to rely on him in any capacity at this stage is just too premature.
Well, Nahshon Wright may not be very good, but who was very good yesterday was Bo frickin' Richter, ripping it up. I want to get your opinion on him. I know you put a little thing on him earlier today.
Yeah.
Is there a chance this guy actually makes the roster, Bo Richter?
There's a lot of undrafted free agents that I think may make the roster. And I dug in like a couple days ago, and if things play out a certain way, which is feasible, but it is still a kind of a long shot, that Kwesi could actually have more undrafted free agents from his time here than actual draft picks, which is wild to me. He sucks drafting, but he's good at finding undrafted free agents, I guess. But I think Bo Richter's, if he keeps it up, I think he can absolutely make the team. Gabriel Murphy's down too as an edge player. He's hurt, and I think Kevin O'Connell said after the game he was kind of non-committal about it, so he could still be out. And if you're an undrafted free agent, you got to be on the field. So, the more time you're out, we can't make what's the phrase, in the tub or whatever. He could be in that same situation. So
doing what in the tub?
if you can't make the team in the tub or something like that. I don't know. There's a little saying. You guys don't know the saying, or am I the only one that knows it?
I like it.
No, I do. I
think you can't make the team in the tub.
Yeah, something like that. So that's the same thing especially for an undrafted free agent. If you're like a high pick draft, first, second, third rounder, you're probably fine. But Bo Richter stood out. He had like 2 sacks, maybe a TFL too. He's the second highest graded defensive player from PFF.
Breaking news.
That is breaking games 79.7, which is really good.
You can't make the club in the tub.
Can't make the club in the tub. There, I knew it had a rhyme. It
had a rhyme. Yeah.
It had a rhyme with tub. So there's another saying too, but I'm not going to go there. I've already messed it up, so I can't go dig myself in a hole there.
Bo Richter. If you're not excited about Bo Richter, you have no pulse. But also, I go to the point where we've seen so many guys light up preseason when it comes to stats and everything, and then all of a sudden, we just cut them. Like so.
The one thing but Bo Richter, that was so surprising. There was no buzz about him in camp, practice buzz. When else in the game, he's out there destroying people.
He looked so good. I hope he makes it.
I hope he makes it too. There's a couple of guys, and I was hoping Dwight McLaughlin would kind of show something there. He didn't really do much. All the corners didn't do a whole lot there. Owen Porter is graded pretty high too. Is another little outside linebacker there. Levi Drake Rodriguez, our 7th round draft pick, was a stud. They hit a block, I think, or a deflected pass and a sack, and just total Johnny Randall vibes, man. Like
the face paint and everything.
He wore the face paint. He was doing the,
wrote the back too.
Yeah. So he's got potential. He's got some things to work on, but I think he could make some, see some time this season. But overall, the defense was okay, and I think that there's going to be at least a couple undrafted free agents that make the 53.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, before we let you go again, link down in the description. Go over there, give TPP a follow on Twitter. Take McCarthy and Dallas Turner out of the mix if they were in the running. Who was your stud of the game yesterday?
Stud of the game, not like rookies or anything. It could be anybody.
Just take McCarthy and Turner out of it.
McCarthy and Turner out of it.
They're too easy if that's your answer.
I think Levi Drake Rodriguez definitely stood out to me. I thought he made a big impact, but I was just overall impressed with the running game, to be honest. I thought Chandler showed a little bit of actual vision this year. He was hitting some good holes. He was graded pretty poorly on PFF, but I liked what I was seeing out of it. Kane, Nwangwu, or however you say his name, had that speed. There's always been talks of him not being able to pick up the plays, and he can only do kick returns. I still think he is. I think they're hiding him until the season starts. That's just a subtle thing that I was thinking of, but I was just overall impressed with the running game. I think it was obviously vanilla and basic, but seemed like we were getting some more push from the O-line, and we were hitting the holes that we were supposed to hit. So I was excited about that.
Nice.
Boom, 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 boom. There you have it. Those are news and nuggets with Justin from TPP.
Thank you.
Be back next week. Justin, appreciate it as always.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. Okay, before we go, remember this: mountain goats are excellent swimmers.